Hello everyone, in this video we will talk about a very advanced and exciting indicator for CR chart, which is available through a specific setup that I'll be explaining. This indicator called SAL indicator. SAL is short for substantial attraction levels. Now let me bring the indicator. You right click and go to studies. Studies is a different name that Sierra chart uses instead of indicators. So studies, you go to your custom studies. If you have custom studies, if you have this indicator, for example, you bring it up, click on it to do the settings. For example, you have number of lines. It means I can read up to, and this is designed to give me 50, up to 50 lines, up to 50 levels. And what do I mean by up to 50 levels? These 50 levels are specific orders in the market, pending orders, pending lots. I'll give you an example.
GBP/USD.
I'll just work this out and I'll let you know. I will put 10 levels, or no, five levels. I'll make sure that the thickness is 10. I'll explain that, and I will do the colors between the magenta and the white, and I'll explain. Let me click OK or apply. Let's see. Now you see lines, levels showed up, right? I'll explain what do I mean. First of all, I will have 5 levels, 5 lines here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of them, sometimes they could be combined, doesn't matter, but you see, and you see the colors and the thickness are different. This is not as thick as the top one, right? And this is not as dark as the top one. So obviously the top one is the heaviest in terms of lots pending to be executed, or could be spoofing. Doesn't matter, but there is an amount of lots as a pending order sitting here. Could be coming from one institution, one trader, or one trading robot, or could be a combination of multiple traders in this at this price. We don't know. All we know, there is heavy attraction in the area because there's heavy lots or pending orders sitting there. You understand you understand how this works, right? So far, excellent. So now I could put up to 50, but let's not make ourselves busy. So these levels are gonna change according to the traders or the institutions or people who are putting these lots into the trading, or into the whole system. So if this guy here, or this entity here, has, let's say, 1,000 lots, for example, let me make sure understand. We have 1,000 lots here, for example, and all of a sudden the entities or that entity moved their lots or removed them. They don't want to. They're not interested. You will see this disappear. Or if somebody else comes in with 1,001 lots here in this area, 1,001, sorry, 1,001 lots, right? So what happens is that this will shift here. You will see the heavy volume here. Okay, so you get the idea behind the SAL indicator and the way it's been used typically. This was designed for the futures markets initially, and here's why: because futures markets, futures pricing, futures data feed has a market depth. It shows historic market depth, right? For many years, we could not use this indicator in the Forex and the CFDs markets due to the same fact. There's no sufficient market depth, or I would say centralization into the Forex data feed, right? Until you come across the right data feed. So once you have the right data feed, which is what we have, the other factor is platforms. Throughout my researches, throughout my history, I could not find a platform that could read market depth, even in the futures market where you have the sufficient data feed. But if you don't have a platform that could basically read historic market depth, you will not be able to use this. In best scenarios, you have some softwares that would read market depth, they call it level 5, whatever. They will be around the price only. They don't go and give you historic or something that has been pending for maybe past few days in a level, in an area, right? And you notice how these colors are shifting and the locations is shifting. So you have to have a combination of three things. One of them is the data feed, which we have. The other thing is the actual platform, which we have. In this case, is Sierra chart, and the indicator itself, which is not available other than through this, because I'm the designer behind it. I am the guy who created it, and we are offering it to our members. Okay, so this is very important for you to understand, and the way it helps me, not me, but helps the traders typically, is when there is an intention for the market to go a certain direction. These market makers will give you a heads up. They will give you a heads up. For example, on the oil, you see there's a level here has been sitting there for a long time, right? Of course, the main indicator for us that we teach and we emphasize on is not this indicator. This is used for confirmations, etc. But it's the volume profile. But again, that's a different subject. For now, there is an intention. You can see there's an intention for the market to come back down to this level. There's a huge amount of pressure here. And the way I have put the sell indicator on this chart is I'm reading only one level out of 50. I'm sorry, wrong. I'm going to go to studies. Substantial attraction levels, I'm reading one. For me, this chart needs only one attraction level to show me the main level, not to be confused with the rest of them. So I'm looking at this, and as long as this stays here, there is a need. There is the market makers are looking at this as a possibly could come back down. There is that heads up. All right. Again, this is another trading advice, folks. This is something that unless you have this indicator, you don't typically see it in the market, and it's not available anywhere else. It could help you tremendously. It might not help you, but this is what it is. This is not something I am creating. It's created by itself. This is the indicator will pull these levels out and will present it to you in a way that you can see them. If I'm looking at the oil XTI USD, which is oil, I have levels. See, this is 10 levels, 10 out of 50 on the hourly chart. You see, 10 out of 50. They are mostly pointing down. So there is that intention, right? There is that intention to push the market lower. Again, it could go higher, but the level, the attractions, the biggest 10 are sitting at the bottom of the market. So that might make you think. It might be beneficial, as I said. It might not be beneficial for you, but I think seeing these heavy volumes, the pending orders, these pending levels is important.